other site in the game could see the boxing voice.
I still got my brain intact. It's spit game sharp.
Are you fighting on for next year? Is that...
But I don't want to talk about fighting right now.
Okay.
This is such a great week.
Okay.
I don't want to seem self-serving. I can spell it too.
Sure.
If you need me to. I don't want to seem self-serving. This fight is so hyped and so legitimately talked about to be hyped with no hype needed. And I definitely want to cut into that last spit that I just did and start talking about me. That is very subservient.
But if you had to talk about you,
I won't.
if we were forcing you to talk
Know what I would talk about me about? That I made a choice less than a year ago to look people in their eye and said, y'all thought and predict I would be on this side.
What's good? We should.
And I fooled you again. Oh, I fooled them again. I out-chess played them again on that board that I play. When are they going to put their checkerboard up at a chess game? When you going to learn? I'm just as sharp out of the ring when it comes to strategizing and having patience to make the plan come to fruition. I can spell that too.
Who would you call outside of...
It's a great time for the fans, man. It's a great time for boxing. This is a great time for the middleweight division, which I have a personal. Let's talk about that. Nobody asked me that question. Now, hold, wait a minute.
I'm going to ask you that.
No, not to scoring you, but I'm doing your job now. That's how sharp I am.
I'm going to ask you that.
Now, this is, okay, you're going to ask me now. You're going to ask me, oh, let me finish. You had a chance to ask me right out the gate, but you want to ask me about Abraham. So let me spit. Not to beat up on you, know I love you. Let me give you a kiss. Let me give this guy a kiss. But listen. He know that's the way we miss each other. This is a middleweight unification that we all know that rarely happens in any division. And when it happened, it should be special just because it's a unification to clarify out of the 4 or 5 belts that 4 or 5 people are wearing, whether y'all have y'all pick on who number 1, who number, but it's still exactly. So now we get a chance to do something that's been done, that haven't been done over 7, 8 years, right? Right? I'm attached to this, which is so surreal by no accident. I don't believe in luck. I don't believe in rabbit foot. I don't believe in none of these things that have me here, not only as a promoter in a higher position now, but also as a guy who has ties to a division that's ready to take place in a couple of days. That, if I was, let me think like y'all a little bit and tell you how versatile I am. And this sometimes agitate people, and some people pay homage to it and respect it because they like, yo, this guy got all these fights on his belt. He got almost 3 decades of boxing, and he's so clear and makes a point whether you agree to disagree. You know what I'll be if I was some of these media? Bernard, you've been attached to this division for 12 years. You made 20 defenses, broke records, set records. How significant this is not only to the legacy, but how significant it is to the middleweight division, because these guys have a chance to do and really follow in your footsteps. But instead, you want to ask me about what I'm going to do next. And instead, you want to ask me about this and about that. To me, being a journalist, I'm being your job. This is how versatile I am. I'm taking my 4 hats off and putting that one on and saying, I'm so fortunate to be able to get our buddies and our friends who help this sport by writing and saying things that keep people aware of what's happening, not only about history before and definitely after, that I can put my guys back on point if they don't take it personal, and sort of like, yo, let's stay focused here, right? Let's get on track. Let's talk about Saturday. Let's talk about, if you want to talk about me, let's talk about how significant this means. How surreal, I can spell that too, this mean for this thing to go down. It shouldn't be nothing asked about me outside of that, not leading up on a Tuesday, leading up in the next 3 or 4 days.
How can Golovkin be beaten on Saturday?
I like this. That was a great. Now that's how you start off. Say how can he be beat or how can he be?
How can he be beaten?
How can he be beaten?
Yeah.
I will not by being who Lemieux need to be. That question is sort of like a vague question. Like there's so many ways that you might think you can beat a guy, but at the end of the day, it's just conversation because it ain't gonna go down until it goes down. So I don't know how you can beat him other than show people how to beat him.
Can he beat him?
Can who beat him?
Can David beat Golovkin?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. He has just as much, I believe, knockout power, over 80%. He packs a punch. I think nobody disagree with that. I think when you look at it, it's basically who get there first and who stayed to the script what got him here and not make no adjustments when they never had to make them before, wins the fight.
Why is he such a big underdog? Is it because maybe G is a little more hype, or is it because of the media?
No, I think it's perception. Don't you understand? You can build something, whether it's right or wrong, and be under the impression that that's going to happen. It's not necessarily the case. Most times those things do happen. But every round and then you get what they call a black, a dark, or whatever horse, a trump card. Every now and then you be like, I didn't see that coming. And there's a lot of people in this little group here can bear witness to that. And again, Lemieux is not put on Hopkins, and I'm not Lemieux or Triple G. But what I am is a guy that want to remind people before we bet our mortgages or whatever you want to make that strong claim on what you really believe. And of course, I want to be right at the end and say, and you look at me, Bernard was right.
Would you put money on Lemieux?
I don't bet. I'm not a gambler. I don't. First of all, the last time I waged bets on myself is when I bet William Joppy that I would knock him out, and I believe it was 30,000 or 20,000, something like that. And they didn't stop the fight because it was well promoted. And when you seen the Elephant Man before, right? You seen Martin when he sparred with Tommy Hearns on the Martin and Lawrence show. Was you at that fight? You see his face?
You shouldn't have gone to the press conference. You should have just went to the
I know what we should have did, but did you see his face? The reason they didn't stop that fight that was told to me is because they knew the bet was there and he had to go 12 rounds, but his face was so swollen. I said, man, I'll pay him. I told all the media, there's no problem with that, but can y'all take him? You remember that, right? Can y'all please take him to the hospital? So from there, I'm not going to let nobody's life be on my hands because of a bet. So I stopped bet. You probably didn't know that, did you, smart guy? I know.
Bernard, Abel Sanchez has called Triple G the best middleweight ever.
He's supposed to say
Could be
that.
the best middleweight ever. Is that?
He said you got to listen to words, though.
Yeah.
He said could be or he is.
So that he could be the best.
He could be.
Yeah.
Now you know the definition, do you know the definition? And you know
Of
could be mean?
possibly.
No, don't. You're using two more words now. Now you go in a pot. You want to jump off the could be now to possibly? We can.
What do you think?
Oh no. Forget. Listen, I know you're trying to help him.
No.
But wait a minute. Keep your mouth shut for a second. Keep your mouth shut. Because I got to check them, tell you I'm sharp, and you ain't never take no punches in the ring. But let me tell you how sharp I am. Keep your mouth shut for a second. No disrespect. Do you know what could be compared to is? Abel Sanchez said to you, and you want to ask me, that Abel Sanchez said that Triple G, Golovkin could be the greatest middleweight ever, and you want to get my response because I was a middleweight and this and that. So I understand what you're doing. You know what could be mean? You tell me what could be mean. You got the degrees. You're a college guy.
Possibly could be.
What could be? Let's not play games. What could be mean?
Maybe.
So it's not sure.
Right.
So why should I have to question that? Why should I didn't put even a conversation behind it?
But does that?
There's got to be another way to get journalism like that. That's weak.
No, but the fact.
Could be.
The fact that he's suggesting
You want
that he
me
might
to
be-
comment on could be?
He's suggesting that he might be one of the best.
But did he say he was? I know I am, but he said he could be.
Okay.
There's a difference between, y'all know I am right now, pertaining to entertaining something that could be. I don't get in conversations with what could be. She could be my wife, but she's not. What did we talk? Take that money that you paid them people all them years and get your money back. You should sue them because they did a disservice to you. It ain't your fault. There's no way in the world you should have 4 or 5 degrees and you're gonna ask me, hold on, no, finish, let me finish. Go get your money back or you should sue them.
So the question bothers you?
No, the question bothers me because there's a lot of people walking around in this society thinking they're smart and they're not, and they should get their damn money back because they've been bamboozled, hoodwinked, and led astray.
Let me lighten it up real quick. Outside of Canelo Alvarez.
Lighten what up? We are light. What are you talking about? This is no, it ain't a tirade. It's just correcting ignorance. I mean, no. Listen, I'm not a soft guy. I'm not politically the way y'all want me to talk. It's just, you gotta understand, when you come to me, you gotta have your thinking cap on because I'm not these guys you talk to every day. So I understand the fresh air and a different response you're getting. Well, it's time to jump off that horse and now understand when you talk to intelligence, you better come with intelligence. And if you don't talk with intelligence, then go to somewhere else. You have a choice to make in life. And sometimes you have a choice who you talk to. So it's not a tirade, it's not this, it's not that. You gotta understand, certain people you gotta have in your mind, unless you are arrogant or ignorant, to understand that I can't come to him with nonsense. I gotta go to somebody else that might wanna hear it.
I have a promoter question real quick.
One second.
Outside of Canelo Alvarez, who's the best, who's the next big star for Golden Boy? Outside of Canelo Alvarez, who's next, you would say?
Just pay attention. It doesn't mean what I say. It means what you see. And I think the star comes in the demand of the athlete. See, my thing is, I got a different opinion on what credentials you need to be a star. One is how many butts you put in the seats. 2 is, are you a pay-per-view blockbuster? And have you ever been on pay-per-view, right? Well, you got to hustle your numbers. And then, of course, we all know that it has to start off some foundation. That is, how can you fight? Or where you at in your career right now? So to me, it's more than just, it's a more ingredients to me than just saying my guy. I can name 5 guys potential on Golden Boy at the top of the list right now. But at the end of the day, why for I go ahead and give somebody a title until they prove maybe 2 fights from now? Some got 2, some got 3, some got 1. Right now, we know what Canelo do when he goes to Houston at the Alamodome, whatever, I'm saying it wrong, Alamodome, right? We know he gets 30,000+. Don't go nowhere yet. We know he gets, no, there's 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. I'm worth 2 seconds or 2 minutes. He gets 30,000+, right? In the seats. Oh, let me finish. Everybody here know that. Just based on that, we know that Canelo is a big draw. So let's start from there first. Now you can go. And at the end of the day, I think we should focus on things we do know and not trying to find out what I know and don't know.
What is your opinion on Golovkin, though? How do you make him?
Great fighter, but we got to see him now fight the more qualified, bona fide guys that's not afraid, intimidated, and scared, and it starts this Saturday.
Good. Okay.
Thank you.
I look forward to it.
Yes,
Thank you.
Me too.
Okay.
Ciao.